Well, it's next time now, Mark. Tell me more about how Avondale got founded.
Well, that's a really good question again, and I know I told you I was going to talk about it, didn't I, Arnie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they looked around to see what they could find, and when they found this one, they were also looking at several other possibilities. So what happened was Ellen White, Willie White, and several others came up from Sydney. They were staying in Dora Creek, the township of Dora Creek, down the creek, literally, from here. And they came up by boat and came to this property, and they looked around and they investigated the property to see what it was like, and they still weren't sure what they should do, Arnie. Later in the afternoon, they went back and they prayed, and Ellen prayed to God and said, Lord, show us that this is the place that you want us to get in order to establish our training school. A man who came with them from Sydney was Elder Stephen McCullough, and he was sick. Do you like being sick, Arnie?
No, I don't.
No, well, he was sick. And so the next morning, they prayed at worship time and said, Lord, show us that this is the place that you wanted us to buy. Now, because McCullough was sick, one of the things that Ellen did from time to time was either anointed someone or prayed for them that God would heal them. And so that's what happened. They prayed for Stephen McCullough and asked God to heal him. And you know what?
He got healed.
He did. He got healed. And Willie went on and said to his mother, Mother, this is the sign that you asked from God, that we should buy that property. So McCullough being healed was the indicator that this was the place they were to buy to set up the training school.
Fantastic. And here we are. How many years later, Mark?
Well, we are now, I guess we must be close to 130 years later now, Arnie.
Wow.
Because that would have been May of 1895. Once they bought this place, one of the things that Ellen did in order to help the training school grow was she bought a piece of the property. And that's where Sunnyside was built.
Oh, yeah, just up the road. Fantastic.
Yes. And that meant that there was money that came to help actually build the buildings, some of which are in the background here, so that there was somewhere for the students to have their classes and to worship and things like that. So we can see that God was actually leading them in getting this property. And God blessed them so that they could find this property. And you know what that reminds me of, Arnie?
What's that?
It reminds me that when Jesus and the disciples were getting ready to celebrate the last Passover, that Jesus told some of his disciples, I want you to go into the city and this is what you're going to find. And they found just what Jesus said they would find so that they could prepare a place so that they could have that last meal together. Not that the disciples knew that, but God was leading them as they prepared, just like God was leading Ellen and Willie and Pastor Daniels when they found this property and set up Avondale University.
Wow, what a great story. And what a fabulous place they were led to here in Cooranbong, the Avondale University campus. It's a lovely place. I'm Arnie from Arnie Chat, and you have been listening to Bible Buddies. But our time is up for today, and I'll be looking out for you next time. So take care, stay safe, and God bless.
Learn about our wonderful God each day.
Stop and learn. Hey, stop.